Hi, everyone. Welcome to this bonus Q&A webinar. So we've got an hour here, and I'm here to help you with anything marketing, business related that you think I might be able to provide some insight into, some feedback. Others on the call might be able to provide some feedback for you as well. So now's the time to post your questions. If you have any questions, or you can go ahead and unmute and speak up and share with us what's on your mind and how we can help you move forward in your business. So, does anybody want to start with a question?
If I may, can you hear me, George?
Yes. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Nice to say hello to you,
Yes.
voice to voice, and hi, everyone.
Yeah. So, just so that we can have some context on your business, maybe you could tell us a bit about what you do, what your business is. Oops. Looks like the connection isn't very good.
I'd be delighted to.
Right.
Yeah, hang on. Let me do something. Maybe you should try with somebody else. I'm going to change the
router. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try and change the router. So okay. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm glad we're figuring that out now. So okay. Does somebody else want to chime in?
Yes. It's
Maria. Hi. Great.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. As you know, I've been working on creating content for the past 10 days.
Yes.
And one of the things that I'm facing is I sometimes get stuck when my message gets too complicated in my head. And then it paralyzes me. So instead of recording something or creating some piece of content, I just get stuck wondering. And the question to you then is, what system or what advice would you have so I still do it? Like,
yeah.
You know, that I
yeah. Yeah, really good question. Can anybody else relate to that? Kind of one's own message and content. It's like, wow, there's a lot of things you could cover and you could go in this direction or that direction. I can certainly relate to that. I feel like that happens probably all the time, actually. You know, and there's something about, it's funny for me to say this, but I feel like it's almost like there's something about like the male hormone, like testosterone. I've just been thinking a lot about this, you know, like obviously men and women are biologically different and some people have more testosterone than others, but I feel like testosterone somehow makes you more like, almost like sometimes a bull in the china shop kind of thing. Like you're more willing to just do it. And like, who cares what happens kind of thing. And I think people with less testosterone don't have as much of that sort of just do it attitude. And I think, of course, being a male with testosterone, I think that it's easier for me. I think it's easier for me just to like, I am confused, but I'm going to turn on the camera anyway and just let you all experience my confusion until I get clear. Which, if you've seen my recent Facebook Live videos, you kind of can see me working through my own thoughts. And if you haven't yet, I encourage you to, you know, watch some of my recent Facebook Live videos. You can see me just like I am right now, working through what I'm trying to say, being an external processor. And I think this is also an extrovert-introvert thing. I think those of us who are more introverted are less willing to externally process our ideas. And unfortunately, then that makes it harder to do content. Especially if you're committed to something like a 30-day, 100-day, rhythm, it's very challenging. So I have to acknowledge that for sure.
Yeah, I can relate to that process as well. Like I'm more introverted as well, so I tend to process. I want to process everything before it comes out, but then it gets really, really complicated up here, you know. So it's like,
Of course. Now, so let me ask you this: do you do any kind of externalizing of your ideas, writing, mind map?
I haven't. So when I have created my previous videos, then I just had a slight idea of what I wanted to say.
Yes.
And then I pressed record, and then I kind of danced in the moment, I was just
Yes.
experiencing, like, whatever comes is
Good.
fine. But then I've been compiling different content ideas, and I have a file. But then, I don't know, it's been more difficult this week to create new videos because, again, it just got too complicated in my head.
Yes.
So I was wondering, maybe writing cards, or I don't want to script it either, because then it kills the spontaneity.
Right. Yes.
But then it's like, what kind of system could work, or could I try at least?
What has worked for me is when I started doing videos regularly, I was doing them while I was walking, like in the park, or when I was in the park. So I didn't have the benefit of any pen or paper or anything. So what I ended up doing was I used my one hand to say, if there were 5 things I'm going to say on this video, or 3 things, what would they have to be? And so as I'm recording the video, my other hand is kind of like quietly like counting through, did I get all the ideas yet? So of course you're doing this in your home office, so you can basically restrict yourself to 5 bullet points or 3 bullet points. I don't know if that would help. You think that might help?
I'm going to try it, yes.
Okay.
I feel like I need a little more structure, not much, but just a little bit. So I'm going to try that, yes. Yeah,
give it a try. And because, like you said, if it gets more structure than that, it can become burdensome to have to say these, I have to do sub point number 3 now, or something like that. But if it's just like 3 things, or even if you literally, the action of writing down the topic that you're going to talk about may help you focus and clarify. It could.
Yeah. I'm going to try that. Thank you.
Yeah, and just so that we all start to get to know each other here in this group, do you want to say a bit about what you're working on in terms of your topic and your
yes, so I'm exploring I'm really exploring videos as a way to express different ideas that I have, and I'm exploring topics around the feminine and the masculine through tango as well, which is something that I haven't created any video on that yet, but it's coming. I'm also I am exploring femininity, what it means to slow down, or to connect more with feminine qualities in a world that is very, very fast paced, where we always have to do more and more and more, and ultimately to combine both poles together, so integrate the feminine and the masculine. And I'm tying this up with also discovering your own truth and how to create basically your life, or even your business, on your own terms. So those are some of the ideas that I'm exploring these days, and how to redefine, how to create a new definition of what success means. That is also not what other people say, but what your own version of it is.
Great. Lots of content ideas possible there. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. So let's see. We were talking with, yes, Mary, is that right?
Yes,
is it okay now you are. Now it works. Great. Hi.
One of my big frustrations is that my internet connection is blah.
Oh, okay.
So introducing myself, I'm an eco coach and author. My real passion is connecting people to the natural world as a deeper way of connecting to their own inner nature. And I have a program I really resonated with the masculine and feminine called A Wild Soul Woman that I teach through an eco-feminist organization. And so I'm an eco coach. I'm also a writing coach. I have a company called My Yin and My Yang, Write the Damn Book. So
nice.
Live Your Wild Soul Story is one aspect of me, and Write the Damn Book is the other aspect of me. So I'm struggling in a way now with a couple of things. One is I'm running a facilitation training program so other women can teach a wild soul woman. And they don't like the Facebook forum because they find it too confusing. And this actually is a pilot training. It's not a paid training. So my budget is non-existent.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if there are other kind of better ways of creating online community that aren't super expensive. And also if they can be created on a Squarespace. You talked about a Squarespace website.
Yes.
And I'm going to, because my WordPress sites have been hacked to bits over the years. I mean, really,
Okay, yeah,
I mean, and I have all kinds of walls up, but they get hacked. So I want to go to Squarespace, and can I create a sort of membership site that would have a good conversation forum on it? I know that's a very precise question, so I hope it's not boring to others.
No, we'll talk about that bit. And by the way, I want to welcome everybody here, first of all. And if you have anything from your own experience or any resources you've seen out there that are going to be helpful for the person who's asking the question, I encourage you to chat in below the video. There's a chat button. Go ahead and click on that and share any thoughts, any resources, any links, any ideas you have, even if it's just a few words. That'll be helpful for everybody. So feel free to do that anytime during the call. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to post that as well, and we'll kind of go in order. Okay. So, but yeah, in terms of Facebook is really my typical go-to way of facilitating online community. A closed or secret Facebook group is so easy. People can log in easily. They probably already have an account, etc. Now, when you say that people are finding it confusing, I'm wondering whether or not it's more it's more a factor of how can we better organize the Facebook group instead of having to just go away from that completely. I mean, if you have online students that are absolutely opposed to Facebook for privacy reasons or whatever, then yes, we need to try and find something else. But I do find that most people, I myself have run online communities for 10 years, and I've tried many different types of things. I've tried a Ning website. I've tried a learning management system. I've tried different things. And ultimately, I always keep coming back to the Facebook group, and even my students prefer it because it just is easy for everybody. So let me ask you, before we even start talking about Squarespace, do you think there might be a way to organize the Facebook group that makes it more simple and easy?
I'd be very intrigued to know that because I personally like the private Facebook group because you can do Facebook Lives on it. You can easily upload images.
So many features. Yeah.
There's so many features, and you see everybody's faces when they post. All of those things I actually really like. The two main things that have stopped people liking it is they get distracted when they're on Facebook. So they tend to have a challenge being focused.
Yes.
And also the conversation threads, they find them hard to follow because of the way they kind of migrate all over the place.
Okay. So let's talk about that, because I think the whole idea of the conversations threads being all over the place is going to be a problem in most of the community softwares that you're using. And the distraction problem is easily solved. Well, not easily, but it is solvable by doing this. You give people the direct link. Let's just say we were going to stay in Facebook. And I know some of you watching this are actually going to be facilitating online communities and probably going to try Facebook. You simply give people the direct link into the group and just say, hey, mention that Facebook can be distracting, but I when you are wanting to engage with us, engage with our community, please just come directly into the group. And so, for example, I'll just show you my own group, my own Facebook client group. It's facebook.com/group/masterheart2018. There's a direct link to it, and people just know to bookmark it and come right here, and engage. And then the second question about things being all over the place, there is now a Facebook group feature called units. A lot of people don't know this. The units feature is amazing, which is basically how you organize your curriculum or your steps for what people should go through. And you can organize, okay, so the units feature goes like this. You can have as many units as you want, and within each unit, you can have as many posts as you want. So for example, and then you can reorganize the posts within the units to say, well, this post should come first, and then that post should come next, and that post. And then you can also organize units, say, well, this unit should come first, or this unit should come next. So, for example, when I click on this, I can move down, move up, move to bottom, edit the unit.
Brilliant.
Each one has a description. I can move the posts around, and these posts can be posts that you've already written. Like if I wanted to go into a post and mark it as part of a unit, I just go into here, and I could just click on the 3 dots, and I could say, add this to one of my units. So that if they're going to a particular unit, they can then be sure they see this post. And so a unit can either be organizing your course material, or it could be organizing an intake process, like hey, you're new to this group. You really should go through Unit 1. Unit 1 tells you, post number 1 says, here's a video on how to organize, how to interact in the group. Here's some etiquette rules. Post number 2 might have, here's a document for you. So whatever it is, you can organize videos, documents, images, all within unit.
And thematically too, I would think.
Say it again. I'm sorry. What?
Sorry, thematically too.
Exactly. Like for example, let's say
thematically.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Like I'm here. I'm wanting to learn content marketing, so I'm going to come into this unit. I'm going to click on this, and it of course it allows me to create a post within the unit because I'm the administrator. But a member wouldn't be able to add to the unit, obviously. But the member would see this. It's like, okay, part one, I'm going to do this first. I can comment on this, and then part 2, I'm going to do this, and then part 3, I'm going to do that. And then it goes next unit, you can go to the next unit when you're ready. So it's pretty amazing. I mean, so that's one. And the way to create this is you have to go to the group settings. So if you're the moderator of the group or administrator, you go to the group settings by clicking more. You click on edit group settings. And under here, under group type, you have to change it so that you use the social learning group type. That's the only group type that has units. Most of your group might be a club type or a school or class type or study group project. Those don't have the units feature. Only the social learning one has it. Okay, so you have to change the group type, and then the units feature will show up. The other way to organize a Facebook group is using files. So like you can create a file and put all the important posts inside that file, and you can or edit the file as often as you want to, and change however you want. These go to particular posts within my group. They click on this one, it goes right to that particular post. And the third way of organizing a Facebook group is using announcements. And announcements, you can have multiple announcements now, not just one. And announcements are the things that are pinned to the top of the discussion. So imagine, Mary, you can have an announcement pinned to the very top that says, here is how to engage in the group. Please read this first. And then you could pin that, for the first couple of weeks in the group so that you make sure everybody has seen it. And in that post, you'll say, go ahead and please click on this link for the first unit, and then the second, so you can really organize it and orient people that way. It's like, another part of your announcement could be, remember that Facebook can be distracting. So stay focused, stay here in this group, and you'll be just fine,
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant. I never knew any of that. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you.
units feature is quite new, so that's why most people haven't seen it before. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Thank you.
Besides that, let's see. Bevan in our chat mentioned that she has been speaking with a company called OpenTute, OPENTUTE, and she likes their features in terms of the online learning community. So that's another thing to look at, possibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just recommend everybody, go ahead and try Facebook, because you're probably on Facebook anyway, and if you can make it work, and your students are probably on Facebook anyway. So if you can make that work, that solves many problems, And what I do, Mary, one more tip is I combine my Facebook group with an email list of my students. But here's how I do it. When I have an important announcement, I will post it, of course, in a Facebook group. Okay. So let's say that this was an important announcement. Let's say I want everyone to post their intentions for July. So I put that in the Facebook group. I make it an announcement. You can make anything an announcement by clicking on the three dots and clicking on mark as announcement. And then I'll put it to the top of the group. Okay. So once I post it in the group, mark it as announcement, I then click on the timestamp. I click on the timestamp of that post, and then it gives me an exact link to that post. I will then copy and paste that link in the post, and I will email that link to my students and say, hey, everyone, in case you haven't seen it on Facebook, be sure to click on this link and put your intentions for the month or whatever it is I want them to do. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So
I wish I'd spoken to you 7 months ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, 7 months ago, actually, the units feature wasn't available yet. So
okay,
this is the right time. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Good.
Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah, good. Please go ahead and try that out. If you have any questions, email me, and I'll see if I can help you out there. Okay.
Great, thank you.
Great. And Kate, I think you had posted the question right before I'd answer the how to find the units feature. I hope that answered your question. If you have anything following up on there, let me know. Okay. Great. And thanks, Bevan, for the comment, and Pamela as well. Okay. And Jenny, thank you for your question. Jenny says, hey, is your group open to everybody? It is actually part of my group coaching program. I think it's worth mentioning this because, well, you might not know that it exists, but secondly, it might help you to think about your own business model as well. So the way my business model works, the way that the public can interact with my business is, of course, the outermost, if I think of myself as sort of like the center of my business, of course, the outermost layer is my free content, Facebook posts, my blog posts, my YouTube videos, etc. That's the outermost layer. And then one layer in, fewer people, but some of the public will then decide to buy my online courses. And my online courses are between $45 to $60, as you probably know. And then, so a couple hundred people buy that. And then further in is my group coaching program. And that's $111 a month right now. It's going to be $150 a month starting next year. But it's $100 to $200 a month, let's say, for the group coaching program. And that's limited to 40 people. Next year, it's going to be limited to 30, but a couple dozen people. And then, so that's the group that you were looking at, Master Heart. That's the group coaching program. And I show up there every single week. I have a special call for them every week. And, they get access to all my courses, and we have a Facebook group, all that stuff. And then further in, of course, is the one-to-one coaching. And that's the fewest people, obviously, because that's the fewest availability there. So you might think about this for your own business model, some kind of way for obviously the public interacts with you with your free content. And then how do people then interact with you more and more until you get to you at the center with the most interaction, with the deepest transformation, that idea. So I hope that's helpful. Okay. All right. So the next question is from Kate. And Kate says, I'm having some issues setting up a new Facebook ad, I'm assuming, with a new audience. So Kate, hi. Do you want to unmute?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a new one because for some reason the old Facebook 90 that we did didn't have all the things it was supposed to. And anyway, so I'm trying to make a new one, and they have a lot more questions now of all the different ways you can do it. And
go ahead and share your screen, and then we'll actually go through it. And just to give some people context, Kate is actually in my Master Heart group coaching program. So we had done some work in that group in terms of creating her Facebook audiences and starting with her ads. But let's go ahead and take a look on the screen here. So Kate, tell us actually, before you go forward, tell us what
I'm
you're
kind of going backwards so you can start
over. Start over. Yeah. Tell us who you're trying to reach.
at this point, I think I'm trying to reach a slightly warm audience that have been interacting and liking or sharing my posts that I've been boosting on my business Facebook page.
Great. And how do you define the warm audience in terms of how many days ago did they engage with your posts?
Well, I was thinking to do a new Facebook 90 because I've been boosting, the best performing posts for about 2 months, maybe. 2.5 months. I've been doing that regularly, like you said.
That's great. And look at this, your Facebook Engagers 90. And what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, is I'm going to request remote control.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Take it over, George.
Yeah. And by the way, this year, you say accept terms of service because of Facebook's privacy scandals earlier this year. They've had to become more strict about what advertisers can do, which is those of us who are advertising on Facebook. So that's why you see this accept TOS. So I'm going to go and click on that if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, because they actually didn't accept my post that I was going to send because I had in there like no big sell, because I'm doing this for the online course that I'm doing next week, and I wrote like, no big sells, no BS, and they were like, we don't approve of your ad because there's profanity.
Yes, exactly. BS is would be a trigger, for them. So yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. You can't do BS. You can't do any profanity at all.
I didn't think of that as profanity, but
I know. Yeah, Facebook has become increasingly. I guess they have a lot of trigger words. They're increasingly mellow, I guess, in terms of their what they allow for ads. But look at this. Look, everybody, you have been diligently boosting your posts to cold audiences, introducing new people to you. And now, within the last 90 days, 1,900 people have interacted with your page or your posts. So that's terrific.
Well, I think it's been more than that with the ones I've been doing with the lookalikes. I've been having a lot of people interacting because I've been boosting high engaging posts. So.
Okay, so is this the right fan page? I know you have several fan pages.
Yeah, that's
the right
my
one.
business.
Okay, great. Okay, so why do you need to create a new one if this is already done?
Well, what was weird about this one is that I don't know why, because I thought I made it just for women. So I wanted it just for women because that's my primary audience.
Okay. So so what you're trying to do now is you're trying to narrow down this audience to women.
Well, yeah, and see if there was other things I needed to change, because I don't know, when we did that, I remember there just being like, one thing to decide, and it seems like they have many different parameters now. Plus they had the age range from 18 to 65 plus, and I'd prefer like 30.
Okay. So let's get clear on this here. First of all, what you are talking about is called a saved audience. A saved audience is where you can define gender, age, location even, and other things.
Right.
But what we're doing here is called a custom audience, which allows you to create sort of an algorithmically updated audience that Facebook updates every single day that uses a particular formula. So here is everyone who engaged with your page, which includes anyone who visited your fan page, anyone who engaged with any post. All of these are included. And it's for the last 90 days. And so we do want to keep that. So let's keep that. But what we're trying to do now, what I'm hearing you say is we now want to filter this to a more ideal audience for you. So we want to create a click on create audience.
That's right. I mean, like I'm trying to create a more warm audience that I'm going to set, it's a free course. But
You want to just be more targeted. Okay. So let's click on create a saved audience. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the custom audience of the Facebook 90 as the seed audience. So we're starting with that as the baseline. Like we're saying out of those 1,900 people, we want women who are, what'd you say, 30?
Like 33 up.
And why 33? You're just kind of guessing?
I don't know. I mean, because my people are probably in that range more. Yeah.
Okay. Whenever you're doing an age range and you're not absolutely sure, I would always make it more broad, just in case.
30
so let's just say 30, right? 30 and up. Yeah. Okay. And do you have particular countries in mind, or do you just want like? Let's keep in mind we're now looking just at the 1,900 people. So out of the 1,900 people, we could either just put worldwide, like we don't care where they live, those 1,900, or if you're saying, well, I noticed that this country tends to have weird comments on my stuff or whatever it may be.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that on the recent posts that I saw, I'm getting most engagement with United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia.
Exactly, the English-speaking countries. Yeah. So okay, fine. Let's go ahead and make that North America region. That covers United States and Canada, and then
okay.
United Kingdom, Australia, and I guess New Zealand. Okay. So that's pretty good. I mean, you could do Ireland. Actually, Ireland. Why not? Ireland is a separate country, and some people put South Africa. Some people put Singapore is another English, large English, significant English-speaking country.
I think we're good.
Okay, good. So this would be warm, engagers filtered. Okay. So, okay. So I would, okay. So, but the other thing about it is, in terms of warm, is that, what about your email list?
It's very small.
But you did upload it. They're here.
Did I? Okay. I guess I did. Yeah.
Okay. So engagers and filtered, I'll just type filtered, engagers, and email list, right? Okay. And did you install the Facebook Pixel?
Yes, I have it working
on your
now.
website?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're also going to, and did you create a custom audience of people who visited your website?
No.
Okay, let's do that right now. Create a custom audience of website traffic. Basically, everyone who's visited your website, let's just for the last 180 days, that's the maximum. Website visitors 180 days. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we're going to add this audience into our warm, because if they visit your website, that's an extra step that they've taken. So we're going to just website visitors. Okay. So now we are filtering the website visitors, Facebook engagers, and email list down to women from certain countries of a certain age.
Okay.
So that is truly your warm audience.
And are you recording this, George?
Yeah, it is. It's being recorded.
Because I have the hardest time going back in and remembering all the things that you do to get this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, exactly. You had to try it. You do it a few times. So now that it's a saved audience, right? It's going to be easy for you to use it whenever you want to boost a post and make sure your warmest people see it.
Cool.
Okay. So it's still loading. I don't know why it's taking so long, but it's done. I mean, I guess we'll just refresh it, and it should be there. Let's just double check here. There it is.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So warm, and in fact, here's what I do. I'm just gonna make it more obvious. I'm just gonna. Okay. Oh, I haven't accepted the terms of service for the Pixel one. That's why I think. Okay, update. Okay, now you can use it. Now you can properly use it.
Okay, can you take me through that? Because that's the part that started to get weird. It seemed like they had all kinds of different questions.
So let's go to your fan page, and let's pretend we're boosting that post, right?
And I already changed the BS on it.
Okay. So. All right. So let's go here. Which one is it?
Further down.
I'll let you scroll.
Oh, okay. Here it is.
This one. Okay, great. So we're going to click Boost Post.
Okay.
And then we're going to say you want people to go to the website, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down until we find the bubble that says warm. So we'll just click on warm because that's already defined.
Great.
Already created and defined. And then
I was just going to do it for 2 days to see if that post goes well, and then if I need to adjust it, because I learned that.
Yeah. So we'll do it for 2 days, and then we'll say $3 for 2 days, or $6 for 2 days is you'll probably reach hundreds of people just doing that. You want to try that?
Yeah. Is it on 2 days or?
It's weird. It should be on 2 days. I'm just gonna 1 day, 7 days, 1 day.
See, it won't let you, sometimes it won't let you choose between that. It's very
so weird. It was okay. This is
now it's
2 days would be Saturday.
Right.
2 days. Okay, there you go. That's correct. Okay.
Okay.
Now we'll click boost post. Boost now. All right. And you should be done.
They always say like there's too much text, and it's like I don't know.
Oh, there's no. Only if there are words directly on top of the image itself.
Okay.
But if you can have as many words as you want as the caption of the image, you can have a whole entire essay if you want.
Oh, okay.
But the actual image itself, for example, I'll show you what that means. Is for example, this has too many words on it.
Right.
This image, and it's fine for Facebook. It's just when you try to boost a post or run an ad, Facebook will complain.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's helpful because I didn't understand if they meant like I was writing too many too. So because they're not. Okay.
No, you can write as much as you want as the caption. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Thank you,
You're
George.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay, you can go and stop the screen share.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Great. All right. Thanks. So that was productive. Yeah. And to answer Mary's question, it's related to what we're talking about here. What's a lookalike audience? Mary, it's amazing. A lookalike audience is basically Facebook doing its genius thing of finding people that are just like the type of people that are on your email list, or the type of people who have engaged with your posts, or the type of people who are your buyers or your clients. You can upload a list of your clients, and Facebook will find people who are just like them out of the billions of people that are on Facebook. I mean, it's astonishing. It's smarter than any of us could be in terms of detailed targeting. Like we'll say, well, I want people who are into Hay House and into, who are this age and into this kind of politics or whatever it may be. Facebook says, you know what, our algorithm is much smarter than you. So you just create lookalike audience, you upload the right list, and they do all the work. So.
Wow.
Yeah. And yes, you can upload your email list, and Facebook will find people who are more alike people on your email list than the average Facebook audience. Yeah. So that's the idea. Now, you may want to further target after you create a lookalike. Because a lookalike, just to let you know, when I say they find people just like your people, I should say they find the 1% of any country that are most alike your people, whether it's your email list subscribers or your buyers or your website visitors or whatever you want to call it. Okay. So 1% of each country. So 1% is for the United States, it's
300 million.
Millions of people, right? So even with that, you may want to further narrow the lookalike to say, well, fine, thank you for giving me my 2 million person audience, let's say, and lookalike audience, but let me now narrow it down by people of this age, people who are just women, just men, or both, or people who like this particular author or something. And now they're going to say, okay, from our lookalike, we're going to further segment it down to even better. So
great.
All right. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so, and the question is it ethical to upload your MailChimp list or your customers list or whatever it is? That answer has become trickier, especially what happened this year with Facebook, scandals and privacy.
Yeah.
The actual scientific, statistical details have not changed. It's just that people's sensitivities have gotten higher. So with regards to Europe, right? Europe has GDPR, which is a law that says you have to tell your customers and your audience exactly how you're using their data, right? Mm-hmm. And so with Europe, technically it's not legal for you just to upload your email list or your customer list and create lookalike audiences, whatever. Even though, and I'm okay going on record saying this, I think that's BS. Here's why. I think you all know that I try to be ethical, heart-based, etc. But that pisses me off because we're not violating anybody's rights. We're not, what's happening when we upload people's email addresses and contact info? Facebook does what's called a hashing on your computer before they get uploaded. So you have your email lists that you're trying to upload, and Facebook is trying to be as good as they can. So they randomize or they anonymize the data on your computer before it gets uploaded to the internet, so that there is no sense of hacking, there's no chance of hacking and all that stuff. It's anonymized and secure. They upload it, and then they match it. They unanonymize it on their side, and they match it to the Facebook users that match the user, the email address, etc. And then what's going to happen is, then once it's uploaded, you can now run ads to those people when they're on Facebook. Now, people go, well, I'm creeped out. I followed I'm on George's email list, and now I see his ads on Facebook. I mean, come on. I don't think all of us here, especially all of us here, tend to be more authentic in our messaging, and we're not spammy. Nobody's going to complain about our ads. I don't think so. But yes, the creepy part is when you're shopping for shoes on this website, right? And then you're visiting other websites and you see the same shoe ad. You're like, what? How did they know?
Right.
That's called That's called Google remarketing, and that's the creepy stuff. But when it comes to Facebook ads, it's not really, because people are used to seeing ads on Facebook, and they're like, oh yeah, I do know Mary. I don't know how I'm seeing her ad now, but I know Mary because I'm on her list, or I'm a customer, or I visit her website. I see her posts here, and yes, the whole website visitor might be a little bit creeped out by that. But in terms of lookalike audience, you're just creating people who are like them. So they might not see your app. Anyway, it's a long discussion, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't think it's a violation of people's rights, because people are used to seeing ads on Facebook, and I think that's okay. So, yeah. But yeah, I think all of us need to use our own, internal compass and make a decision on that. Yeah. So, but it's a good question. Okay. Great. So Jenny asks, I usually write down and print my posts first and record my videos based on the written messages, but I can't memorize the words and always pause in the middle and then have to restart the video recording. I totally get that. It exhausts me when I don't see good encouragement. I'm discouraged and don't want to do more videos. Jenny, thank you for saying that. I think all of us can relate. And actually, I do have a video where I talk about how to remember things when we're on video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and find that and post it in the chat. And I'm going to see say video. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can. Okay, it's going to take me just another 30 seconds to find it, but I will. Okay, here it is. Okay. How to remember what to say on video. Okay, so maybe that, I don't know if you've seen that post, but that post may answer the question, or at least it shares my perspective on how I do it. So hopefully that'll be helpful. So, okay, so Bevan, thank you, says, on that same note, okay, so Bevan's cue. On that same note, do you think there's a different perception of videos that are done freeform versus edited? Yes, absolutely. Well, I actually would love to tap all of your perspectives on this. How do you see videos that are unedited versus the ones that are? So a Facebook Live would be unedited, of course, because you're live. Later, you can, of course, download the video and edit it and take out certain things if you want to. But what do you all think about that? Those who are watching the video, you can comment below as well. Yeah. Yep. Great. Okay, so just let me read out some of the comments here. Mary feels that unedited is more authentic and believable. Pamela says, Pamela's a voice coach. From a voice coaching perspective, if you can do it in a compelling one take, it's golden. But if you need to edit, sure, but too much editing takes away from the authenticity. Kate says, I do prefer unedited. Jean says, most Facebook Lives are frustrating to watch, but it depends on the person who's doing it. Jean is an actor coach. Hannah says, I prefer unedited videos. I find overly edited videos obnoxious. Bevan says, I like to edit the intro videos on my website, yet posts on social media tend to be unedited. So yeah, great stuff. Maria says, unedited feels more authentic, makes me feel closer to the person. Edited makes me feel like they are rock stars and can relate less with them. Jack and Stacy wrote, as a viewer, edited, the pro is it's time saving to watch. Fewer ums and ahs. The live is authenticity and presence. Yeah, so it's all pretty much what I would say. I mean, your perspectives are as valid because you are a consumer of video. So yeah, personally, I'll say it from the productivity perspective. It's much easier on your time and your sense of perfectionism just to do a Facebook Live, right? A Facebook Live, there's a difference even between an unedited raw video that you record separately and upload it versus a Facebook Live, right? Because when you're able to record it in the comfort of your own, timing, you might be perfectionistic and say, oh gosh, I made a mistake. Let me go and, I don't know how to edit videos. I know I'd have to do one take because I don't know the technicalities of editing a video. So I'm just going to do one take. And when you pre-record it, you'll just keep stopping yourself and recording and do 5 takes before you're happy, or 20 takes. A Facebook Live is amazing because you click live and you're on, and you have to just go through with it. And there is a genius that will come through you if you do the inner work, the energy work, before you do the live, before you start the record button, of becoming comfortable with yourself and becoming connected to your creative muse, your source, however you channel information. Do the energy work first. Take the minute, take the 10 minutes, take the half hour, whatever is needed. Connect with your ideal viewer. See them in love. See that they love you, because they do. Your ideal viewer loves you. Your ideal viewer loves the ums and ahs. Maybe not. But the ideal viewer loves just how you are, your quirks, the way you do your hands, the way you make your face. The ideal viewer loves it. Now, it's not every viewer in your audience, but the ideal viewers whom you're speaking to anyway. So your ideal viewer loves you, and when you come to that energetic perspective and then click on live, you're comfortable and your genius shines. And yes, you'll have some ums and ahs, and yes, you'll have some mistakes, but that makes you more charming to your ideal viewer. It makes you more relatable. And so from a productivity perspective, to save time, I just recommend just try doing that. Just try doing the energy practice and then Facebook Live. And then if that video turned out really well, and you say, you know what, I want to reach cold audiences with this now. People who don't know who I am yet and are not going to put up with the ums and ahs and the mistakes and the, whatever's, okay. I just want a really kind of polished version of this brilliant genius that came through. Then you send it to a video editor and you have them make it look really polished. And then you run an ad, a Facebook ad, to a lookalike audience who are people like your ideal viewers who don't know who you are yet, but should probably see the polished version. So that's probably the ideal kind of combination of all that, in my opinion. Yeah. And Pamela says, yes, I agree about the pre-work, but it's also practicing for the long term, not just something you do before the video. I suggest to everyone, record yourself, listen back to it, and journal about what comes up. If it could tell you a lot about how you're showing up and how you might shift in subtle ways to be more present in your posts. Great, brilliant, great exercise. Thank you, Pamela, for that. Okay, so And Bevan says, Movie Studio is an inexpensive software and easy to use for both video and audio editing. Great. And Bevan, is that PC or Mac? Because I haven't heard of that, but I'm on a Mac, so maybe it's a PC. Windows. Yeah, I think it's PC. Yeah, so Windows Movie Studio. Great. For the Mac, I think what comes with our Mac is QuickTime can do simple edits. QuickTime is free. And iMovie might be free on some Macs, and that can do some pretty sophisticated video editing. So you might want to check that out. And I just never bothered to learn iMovie, but iMovie is pretty sophisticated. Yeah. But yes, there are, if you go to YouTube and search iMovie tutorial, there are so many iMovie tutorials out there, and that's a simple way, a quick way of learning it. So, okay, any other questions? I think there was a question posted earlier that I missed. Okay. Maria says, I use Camtasia to edit videos, but you had to pay for it. Yeah. Camtasia, I've heard good things about that from my clients who edit videos as well. So check that out for sure. And that's available on both PC and Mac, I believe. Marina says, watching myself on video has been great to make me aware of the little weirdnesses that I want to watch out for as potential distractions. Great, brilliant. I'll be honest with you. I have been so scared. You know, I those of you who know my video journey know that I was beating myself up a lot in the beginning, 2009, when I first made my first video, and I couldn't stand looking at myself, so I didn't make another one for 4 years. And then I really skipped another 2 years before I made like the third or fourth one. So 2015 was when I really started to make videos, and now I've made hundreds by this point. And because I just wanted to get into it, I was intimidated about watching myself. So I haven't even done the practice of watching myself and taking notes. And what I did was I basically hired a video coach to kind of handhold me as we watch it together. So that's another way of doing it. Hire a coach to kind of handhold if it's intimidating. You know, don't watch it yourself. Have somebody who's supportive, who has some perspective on things, and watch it together. Use Zoom. You know, share your screen, or have them share their screen, and watch it together, and have them pause it. All right, let's talk about what went well there and what's something you could do a little differently next time, right? So, okay. Yeah, great. So any other questions? We've got 7 minutes left. Please, now's the time. If you just jump in. Just jump in. Feel free to unmute your mic if you like.
George?
Hi.
Jean,
great. Hi.
Hi. I sent you a question, and again, it was a little bit of a technical question, but maybe you could quickly answer it.
Did you see my email reply?
No, I didn't. I I was getting ready to watch.
Yes.
We don't have to do that.
No. I think thankfully there was an answer that I was able to send you.
Oh, okay. Well, then we don't have to take time now. I can
All
go.
Right. Yeah, go and take a look. If you have any follow-up, just email me.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, if any of you have any questions, feel free just to email me. If there's something quick that I can send you, I will. And if something's more in depth, then we might need to cover it in a session or in a group Q&A like this. So,
Yeah. Hi, George, again.
Maria, hi.
So it's a very basic question, but when I record my videos when I'm outside, I just hold my camera.
Yes.
And I was wondering if there is any smarter way to do it so it doesn't shake that much.
Okay. Well, if you use a selfie stick, it does make it more stable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a selfie stick, I bought a selfie stick for $1 before from a dollar store, and that's the one I used the longest, ironically. So it's $1 selfie stick, lasted me a long time. They have really professional stabilizers now, which are costly. I think there's like at least $100, but it has a battery and it follows you. It's like amazing. It's kind of like, however, it doesn't matter how you move, it's brilliantly able to keep it stable. So that's like the professional way of doing it. I'll tell you the simple way of doing it is I lost my selfie stick, my $1 selfie stick, I lost it. So for about 100 videos, I was just using my hands again. And obviously it's very shaky. So what you do is you go to YouTube, you upload it to YouTube and use their stabilizer. Have you ever tried that before?
No.
Let me show you. Let me show you what I mean. And so let's see, how to stabilize videos. Okay, so let me show you here. I'm just going to go to a video here. Okay, so share screen. Okay, my YouTube videos get a lot fewer views than my Facebook ones do. But you go to YouTube, you click on your little picture on the top right, you click on Creator Studio, and then you'll finally land on some screen that looks like this. You go to Video Manager, okay? Go to Video Manager, and then you edit the video that you want to stabilize. This one is obviously stable, but let's say this wasn't. You then go to Enhancements, okay? Enhancements. And then you click on the Stabilize button. And you may want to, change other things, fill light, contrast, or whatever you want to do. But just to make it easy and simple, just click Stabilize and then click on Save. And it does a brilliant job. I mean, that's why my walking videos look so stable. It was using my hand, but all I did was use Stabilize. And once it finishes stabilizing, it'll take couple hours to process, okay? So it'll say processing when it's doing that after you save it. Once it finishes processing, you come back to Video Manager and you click on the drop-down menu, you click on Download MP4, and that's the one you upload to Facebook.
All right.
The
Awesome.
stabilized
Thank you.
version. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, Hannah says, I Velcro my camera to trees. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. There's a tool called GorillaPod. You go on Amazon and you search, I think it's called GorillaPod. I think there are other brands now too, of course. Yes, GorillaPod is one word. Let me show you. So it looks like this. And what these arms are completely flexible, and they can wrap around a tree branch, or they can wrap around a railing or whatever it is. And your phone will just they have ones that have like a clasp. So like GorillaPod iPhone, for example, and it looks like this. You clasp your iPhone there, or your whatever smartphone there, and then it'll wrap around a railing or a branch or a bookcase or whatever it is, and that makes it stable then. So
Awesome.
It's $20. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I have right here, and it, you can actually bend each of these.
Hold on. Let me spotlight your video. Go ahead, show us.
Right, so it has this piece at the top, which extends depending on what size phone you have. And then these are all bendable, so you can stick them on a tree or on a rod, or it's like a tripod, so you could just set it on the table or wherever you are. So it's a great little.
That's great. Yeah.
Great.
And it has a remote that you can Bluetooth your phone, so that you can stand back and you just click it, as opposed to that motion where you're
pressing start and stop.
So it looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Totally. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Thanks. Devin showing that to us. And then Pamela also vouches for that. Okay, so Pamela also gives a resource, a YouTube channel called Primal Video YouTube channel. Does a good job of addressing a lot of video questions, like how to for cheap, filming on your iPhone and other smart devices. Thank you for that. That's great. So we are at the end of the hour. I know it passed fast. The way that these Q&A calls work going forward, I'm thinking of just making it 2 time zones, an hour, 2 calls on the same day, 2 different time zones. And that's starting in August. And it's going to be the first Wednesday in August, every August. You can just put that in your calendar if you wish to. There's always going to be one at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is this one. And then the second one is probably going to be either 6 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Pacific, something that's far apart enough so for people who are in Asia and Australia, or for people who work in North America and can only do these at night, that will be flexible as well. So it's now available. So if you want to do another Q&A call, you can now sign up at this link, georgecow.com/bonus QA. I'll just show you what that looks like and how to sign up for that. This is assuming that you bought one of my courses within the last 3 months. You can just, go, self-serve basically. And you come here, you scroll down, and you'll see the different times. You set your time zone first, make sure it probably sets it correctly, but just double check your time zone. And then it'll put the time at your time zones. Let's say I was there, the time zone will immediately shift, okay, to whatever time zone it is after you change that. And then you click on sign up. And if you want to sign up for both, you're welcome to. You just have to come back to this page after you sign up and do it again on that button. So that part's not streamlined quite yet, but you just sign up for the one or both that you want to. Okay. So with that, I'm going to let you go. It's top of the hour, and I wish you a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. Bye-bye.